another good one set for you today. We are going to do a variation on a benchmark hero workout, and that workout is DT. Now DT is traditionally done as 5 rounds for time. It's 12 deadlifts, 9 hang power cleans, and 6 push jerks with a moderate to heavy weight for most of us. Now, since most of us don't have moderate to heavy weights at home, we're working with light to light moderate weights. We're going to mix this one up a little bit. So we're going to do DT as a single arm EMOM for 20 minutes. Now, here's the catch. We're going to do it as an EMOM. So I'm going to do 12 deadlifts, 9 hang power cleans, and 6 push jerks with my right arm. And I'm going to try to get that work done in under a minute. When the next minute starts, I'm going to do the same thing on the left side. 12 deadlifts, 9 hang power cleans, 6 push jerks. Now, if you get caught by the minute, this is how it's going to work. You're essentially going to sit out the next round. So here's an example for you. I start the workout. In that first minute, I do 12 deadlifts, 9 hang power cleans, 6 push jerks, and I finish at 45 seconds. So I get 15 seconds of rest. When the next minute starts, I pick it up with my left hand and I do 12 deadlifts, 9 hang power cleans, 6 push jerks. Let's say that took me 50 seconds. Well, now I get 10 seconds of rest. And then when the next minute starts, I pick it up on my right side again. Now, let's say on this time, I'm doing my 12 deadlifts, my 9 hang power cleans, I'm in the 6 push jerks, and the minute rolls over. I'm gonna finish those 6 push jerks, and then I'm going to rest. So let's say that it takes me 10 seconds into the next minute. As soon as I finish that 6 push jerk, I'm going to put the dumbbell down and I'm going to rest until the next minute starts. So what does that mean? That means that in 20 minutes, if you can do this as an EMOM and you can keep the work in under a minute, you're going to do 20 rounds, 10 on each side. But if you get caught by the minute, you're going to end up doing less than 20 rounds of DT. So let's take a look at what that's going to look like for the warm-up and for the movement. We're going to start off our warm-up today with 1 minute of each movement, starting with 1 minute of burpees, switching into 1 minute of inchworms, keeping your heels down as long as you can. Get a good stretch through the backs of your legs here. After that, we'll go into 1 minute of Kang squats, which is basically a good morning into a deep squat. So hinge at the hips, then come down into a deep squat, back to the top of that good morning, and stand. And finally, we're going to do some IYWs. You can do these with both arms at the same time, but I find it's helpful if I do one arm and use the other hand to make sure that my ribs are staying nice and tacked down. You don't want to arch your back or flare your ribs out. So we'll just alternate arms doing the IYWs here for a minute. Next, we're going to warm up the dumbbell. We're going to do 5 of each of these movements on each side. Starting with the deadlift, make sure that that dumbbell lines up in between your feet in line with your toes. And make sure that when you bend over, you're not just hinging at the hips, but also sending your bum down to load the entire posterior chain. After your deadlifts, we're going to do some hang power cleans. And when you're doing these with a dumbbell, you can swing it between your legs, almost like a kettlebell swing, but still make sure you're getting a good shrug and landing in that partial squat when that bell's in the front rack position. After this, we're going to go into push jerks. Again, a dip, drive, drop, making sure to punch the ceiling with that dumbbell and landing with your knees bent to catch that element. And before we get into today's workout, we are going to do a Tabata of hollow holds, which you can do with a bent knee if you need to scale. Just make sure that you alternate knees throughout. And Supermans. When you do your Supermans, make sure that you're lifting your thighs and your chest up off the ground, really squeezing your bum and engaging your core. When we're all done, we're going to stretch out here, starting with a shoulder stretch, going into a seated pike. Try to hold each of these for 45 to 60 seconds, and finishing up with a twisted eagle shoulder. Hope to see you guys soon. If not, we'll see you again here tomorrow.